Hi, this question was part of the Cbse 2025 board paper, and it was a long answer type question for 5 marks. And the question is like this: Vijay invested certain amounts of money in two schemes A and B, which offer interest at the rate of 8% per annum and 9% per annum, respectively, which means that he's been offered an interest of 8% for scheme A and 9% per annum for scheme B. Now, totally he received rupees 1860 as the total interest. However, had he interchanged the amounts invested in the two schemes, he would have received 20 rupees more as annual interest. How much money did he invest in the two schemes? Okay, so let us assume that the money invested in scheme A. Let money invested in scheme A as equal to X and money invested in scheme B as equal to Y. Okay. Now, there is a formula to calculate the simple interest, which is like this. Simple interest is equal to principal times rate of interest times time divided by 100. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate this simple interest. Now let's make use of this formula to calculate how much interest he will receive in scheme A. Okay, so the amount of money he's invested, the principal is X times the rate of interest is 8 and he's invested it for 1 year. So, so by applying the formula, I know that it's X times 8 times 1 by 100. That's the interest he's received from scheme A. On the other hand, from scheme B, he would receive Y times 9 times 1 by 100 because scheme B was invested at 9% per annum interest. Okay, so now totally he's received rupees 1860. So that is 8x by 100 plus 9y by 100 equal to 1860. If I take 100 to the other side, I would have 8x plus 9y equal to 1,86,000. Okay, so that's my first linear equation. Now in the second part of the question, they've mentioned that the amounts invested in the two schemes have been interchanged and then he would receive rupees 20 more as annual interest, which means now the interest rate for the money invested in scheme A would be X times 9 times 1 divided by 100 plus Y times 8 times 1 divided by 100 and the amount of money he's received rupees 20 more as annual interest. Now how much would 20 more mean? Along with 1860, 20 more was received. That is, he's received 1880 rupees now as interest. So this would add up to 1880. So the equation on simplifying becomes 9x plus 8y is equal to 1,88,000. Okay, so that's my second linear equation. Okay, now we could solve this using a simpler method. Now we have the two equations 8x plus 9y equal to 1,86,000 and 9x plus 8y equal to 1,88,000. Now, in order to solve the question using a simple method, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up equations 1 and 2 first. Okay, so what were the two equations? 8x plus 9y equal to 1,86,000 and 9x plus 8y is equal to 1,88,000. Now, by adding up the two equations, I would get 17x plus 17y equal to 3,74,000. If I take out 17 common, I would have 17 into x plus y equal to 3,74,000 or x plus y would now become 3,74,000 divided by 17, which is 22,000. Okay, so that's my third linear equation. Now the same equations, that is equations 1 and 2, I'm going to subtract them. So I'll do a 1 minus 2. Now what were the two equations? It was 8x plus 9y equal to 1,86,000 and 9x plus 8y equal to 1,88,000. Now by subtracting the two equations, I would have minus x plus y equal to minus 2,000, which is my fourth linear equation. Now I have two simpler equations, that is x plus y equal to 22,000 and minus x plus y equal to minus 2,000, which I'm going to solve using elimination method. So let me just add up the two equations, and I would have 2y equal to 20,000, which means y would be 20,000 divided by 2 or 10,000. Now we know that x plus y is equal to 22,000 from equation 3. From equation 3, I know that x plus y equal to 22,000. In this, I'm going to substitute the value of y as 10,000. So x plus 10,000 is equal to 22,000. Or x would be 22,000 minus 10,000, which would give me x as 12,000. Okay, so the money invested in scheme A is equal to rupees 12,000 and money invested in scheme B equal to rupees 10,000. If you have a math question that you'd like me to cover, drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to do a video just for you. Also, if you like my video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.